What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Manga podcast, where we cover One Piece, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Promise Neverland, Chainsaw Man, Samurai 8, and Jujutsu Kaisen week to week. I'm your host, Eagle.
It's your boy, Kiko.
Noxie.
And before we get started, we'd just like to say that the Project Manga podcast is now available on all audio listening platforms. So you can find the link down in the description down below. You can explore the link tree, I believe, and find it on whatever podcast platform or audio listening platform you like. And other than that, you can find the Discord link. Come chill in there, and any of our other online communities. And with that being said, what do you guys think of Jump this week?
Short.
Yeah. Did the trick, but yeah.
Really short chat. Yeah, it did the trick, but all the chapters are really short. And I'm sick, so if I'm low energy, like, I'm sorry about that, but at least I look like Present Mike. The side profile is crazy.
Better keep that voice down. No yelling.
So we can get it cracking right away. Let's move right into Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 48, Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 81, Evening Festival Part 2. And I just want to say, like, as an overall for this chapter, the art was incredible. Like, I was like actually amazed at like a lot of these action panels where like it was so clean and crisp and just so easy to tell what's happening.
Yeah,
man,
it's crazy how M.A.N.G.A style's like sketchy but clean
at the same time.
I know. I'm always confused at why I'm like, why does this look so clean, but yet I can't put my finger on it, like how that style works. But it's tight. It's unique as hell.
It's definitely like seems like a very like clean yet chaotic, like art style. But I mean, one thing that M.A.N.G.A does really well is texture and contrast and choreography. The choreography in this chapter is incredible, and this just always is whenever it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. But yeah, the more moves from Mechamaru is really cool. The story, the
big
story,
Ko vibes in the first panel from Mahito.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Still with Boombaika no Jutsu too, has to get that fucking partial expansion out here.
Yeah, dude.
But Mechamaru's techniques, you were saying, what about him?
Oh yeah, I mean, like the stored Juryoku like shot that he has, where that like actually like damages like the soul of Mahito was like really cool to see. But it's like, no matter like how this fight goes, it's definitely very tense. You can tell that like, and this is just a story with relatively high stakes anyway, so like there's not a guarantee that Mechamaru is going to make it out alive. I want him to survive, but there's death flags everywhere.
I know,
there's death flags everywhere. As soon as he said, "I will rejoin my friends," I said, no.
And he's reminiscing, like, looking
Don't
at
say
that.
Yeah, I was
Kyoto
like,
school people.
He gotta meet up with everybody.
In heaven.
Oh man, no.
Or in hell, or wherever the hell he's going for snitching.
Man.
And
tragic.
And the territory pretty much means it's over. I mean, unless those concentrated energy shots can affect, things inside of the territory too, which would be really cool to see.
Yeah, but I mean, if Mechamaru can find a way to do something about it, Geto is really about to stand there. Like, Geto is not gonna interfere. Like, this dude's just like,
yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, well,
he might do it.
You got to figure that, like, Geto, like, I mean, like, him and Mahito, like, could be boys, but at the same time, like, Geto's probably just like, all right, let's see what this dude can do. If he loses here, then he wasn't shit anyway. He's probably not really
definitely he's closer.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna like really truly like ride for him on some like I'll save your life fighting this fucking Eva. If like Sugaru's probably just gonna see what happens. Whatever happens. What I would love to happen is for Yuji and them to pull up. That would be, because I don't think Gojo's showing up here. If Gojo shows up here, he's getting sealed. Like that's what I'll say on it. Yeah,
I think Yuji and them showing up would be not too outlandish, not too far-fetched at all. Yeah, because they're definitely looking for his ass still. They were just like, oh well, he's gone. All right, see ya.
Yeah. So, but I think
Kokichi mentions that Mahito could break Mechamaru's armor. So if he keeps taking those fucking Boombaika punches, like that shit, you know, he could literally break the armor off it. That was pretty good to see, because like, even though you're seeing him swing these big ass punches, I was like, he ain't fucking that shit. Like, how is he about to dent this big ass fucking?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now that we're inside of the Mahayana prison, or whatever Viz has decided to call it,
Perfect World times 5. Super Saiyan Kaioken world.
I don't know. Now that we're inside of the territorial expansion, they're not even calling it that anymore. Now that we're inside
domain
of the
expansion.
now that we're inside of the alt,
the domain expansion.
Yeah, no, stop.
The self-embodiment of perfection.
Why you didn't have to say it?
I'm calling the territorial expansion.
Yeah, of course. But now that we're inside of that, it's like, I mean, what?
It's a synonym, so whatever.
And it's, you know, and it's like he opens up the territory like right after Suguru says, right after the comment is made that like he can damage the armor, right? So obviously the territory means that, you know, what is Mechamaru really going to do? But what do you guys think that the territory even is? Like, what do you think? Because we haven't actually seen it be used. The last time that he activated his territory, Sukuna like walked out of it. You know what I mean? So like he didn't really have a chance to really do anything. So that was my big question this week on this chapter, is like, what do you guys think the territory could be?
I mean, it's really hard to say. It's just a bunch of hands. It's like,
it's just
it's just feel them up.
It's just the Hana. That's what I was saying. It's just the Hana no Mi, where fucking Robin grabs fucking Frankie's nuts like clutch.
That's wild.
I mean, well, since he's like able to like transmogrify whatever he touches, you know, like remember with the Junpei arc, he literally just like he just inflates your head like a balloon, you know what I mean, or does whatever the fuck he wants with you. Maybe since this is all these hands inside of this prison, it's probably where like he's guaranteed to touch you and transmogrify you or morph you, you know, in whatever way that he wants. It's basically just a guaranteed kill. He'll just fucking inflate your head till it fucking pops or some shit.
Damn.
That would be hectic.
I'll sign on with that. That sounds good.
Yeah. That's all I had for this chapter.
I got something I think that's pretty important. Is what that when Mahito does get hit with that bullet that damages his soul, Kokito's like, or Kokichi's like, what? Did he regenerate? Or no, he didn't regenerate. He reformed his soul to look like he didn't take damage, and the fact that he did take damage and he's concealing it is important for this fight. Like, that means I am on the right track here, you know, like, and then to keep the assault up.
You're right.
You know, I thought that was really tight.
I completely forgot all about that. So so like he definitely lost that part of his body, but now he's just stretching the rest of himself thinner to make up for that missing matter or body or, you know, whatever.
Exactly.
That was super tight. I completely forgot about that.
Well, and I like the name of the 5-year charge, like the homing energy volley that Mechamaru shot, fucking Vision Viola, and it's like,
Gege
I
said
don't...
Pigeon Viola in the kanji.
I don't know like what Vision Viola, like I'm trying to think of like what that really means, you know, like what the symbolism, or I guess the right word, but you know what I mean, like what he's going for, like what's that supposed to like represent, you know, because like vision, obviously, or Vision Viola is like a small violin, right? So I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be like
a homing, just like a homing, like I can see you, so you're getting hit. I
was kind of taking it as like sound, like you can't escape sound, really, you know.
Well, with pigeon Viola, I just assumed because it's an aerial attack, you know what I mean, like, and it's aimed at someone who's in midair. It could be I'm gonna shoot you, like, you know, like Duck Hunt. It's basically Duck Hunt. I don't know.
That makes sense. And Mahito is punched twice. That was really tight. Is that every time Mechamaru shot a projectile, he was like after him, it's to the side, like, and crushed his ass, you know, down the block. So that was just really tight too, to see those big hits, you know. It doesn't really, like, it was showing Mahito take damage, but he's just kind of a weird character where, like, he takes damage for that like second, like he shows it, but then he's like, good because of probably his
his
cursed ability or
regeneration.
whatever. Yeah. So
That's crazy.
Healing
So, yeah.
factor.
yeah, yep. It's pretty strong dude there.
Yeah. He's a great villain.
I wanted him to hit him with the fucking Mario.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Apparently,
But,
the official translator for Jujutsu Kaisen on Twitter is saying that next chapter is like his top 5 all-time favorite chapters in this series. So I'm super excited for next week. Yeah.
I should.
Yeah. What is that like? What does that mean? Oh,
Damn Ola.
guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can. That's probably it for Jujutsu this week, though. We can probably move on to Samurai 8, Chapter 24, Hachimaru versus Ryu rematch. And I just got to say, these simps at the beginning of the chapter who are sucking up to fucking Hachi, like they're literally giving Hachimaru and Ryu the suck on it. Literally, they are like y'all just got scraped. All right, get the fuck out of here.
He's just like we'll respect their fight, and Dharma's like, yeah, you fucking definitely right.
Yeah,
Unless you want me to stomp the fuck out of your fucking headless body.
Yeah, you're literally just ahead. So like, what choice do you have? But to sit there
It's
and
gonna
watch.
take you a full 24 to regenerate, bud.
Yeah,
you
and
doing?
I'm like 90% sure that Kotsuga is gonna be Ryu's princess.
It seems like it.
Like
Don't it?
literally, like all he does is like gas up Ryu. Obviously, I mean they're boys or whatever, that can be expected. But like every time it like shows Ryu and Hachimaru like about to like do shit, it shows like Anne right next to Hachimaru and Kotsuga like right next to Ryu. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like I just feel like one of these chapters, Kotsuga is just gonna be like Ryu.
I mean, I feel like last chapter even confirmed it for us, since we saw the female samurai, and I assumed that she had a prince or a priest or whatever, So that's I feel like that's almost confirmed at this point, Like I would be very surprised to see
fuck this thing.
that only women can be princesses and only men can be samurai. Like I would love that. Yeah, that's not the case.
Well, yeah, if it was, it was the reverse,
yeah. So
it'd be fitting for the climate too,
Yeah,
male princess and male samurai.
Oh yeah, that would
Get
be
out.
cool. Choreography in this chapter was incredible. It really makes me excited for like the future of like the action in the story, because I mean, I've been let down before where things like start off like technical and tactical and then turn into giant laser fights or Pokemon battles, and historically with this author, that's kind of like the way that it happens. But I think that Kishimoto has shown a couple times throughout this series that he's learning from his previous work, and that in his experience in this second book is actually really showing. So I'm really excited for it, because the man, I'm having a hard time remembering exactly how the fight went down, but when they clashed, and then Hachimaru like tried to end the clash, but then he bent his samurai soul and hooked his sword and stopped him, and then Hachimaru was like, all right then, and just hit the little drop and disconnected the soul, and then like tried to take out the other sword, and then Ryu stepped on it. Into the ground.
That was good.
That was
but the Ryu hooks it and then uses pressure against it and then lets it go on him, pulls the chair out from under Hachimaru, so he falls. Falls on his back. He pulls the chair out from under him. Yeah, that was really fucking momentum,
sick. But then like continues it, so he's off kilter, falls down.
And then Hayataru jumps over him and takes the fucking sword attack, and blocks it for him. That shit was hype. And then, of course, you got Anne, praying, which makes Hachimaru faster. That's what Ryu says. And of course, she's a beautiful rainbow-infused space shark. So you gotta have that.
I think that's my favorite one.
Beautiful rainbow-infused space shark she is, and
that's great.
Every panel with her in it is she's just so happy, and it's so nice to just see her energy every time.
I wonder how long it's gonna be before we get a chapter where Anne doesn't do anything.
I'm gonna find a way to fit it in. It doesn't matter. Anne could be dead, and I'm gonna be saying it for like the next 6 weeks.
Oh yeah. That was an incredible fight. The walking stick was hilarious. The flashback to his gaming days with the super relatable toxicity in the in the lobby was really good to see too.
Piece of shit.
Your connection's laggy as hell.
Uninstall.
Trash. Get off.
Kill yourself, scrub.
I'm surprised we didn't get a hard R N word in there.
F-bomb.
Yeah.
Then I would have really believed it.
Oh damn, Kishimoto's on Xbox Live.
The walking stick, the hidden blade walking stick is tight as hell. I like that a lot.
That was super sick.
Pulled it out in his ass.
Yeah,
and he
it
hit
makes
that.
sense.
Hayataro lays down. He hit that. Slash buddy right across.
Yes,
it.
and like Hayataro, I think felt it. Yeah, I think Hayataro like felt it too, and like because I don't think he said anything to Hayataro, and Hayataro just like, knew to.
That's
like,
just that synchronicity.
Yeah, that shit was incredible, dog.
Yeah, hell yeah, and like he was like, oh man, that panel's so beautiful. Even the kanji is like the way it's shaded and kind of the effect on the top. Oh man.
Yeah, and Akira Kubo just keeps impressing me every week with her art, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and
she's really going crazy every week, man.
Like we said last week, not Haruma. Why was I going to say Haruma? I almost said Hachimaru and Daruma together.
Might see that fusion. Hey,
Daruma
sci-fi story.
Hachimaru
did drop out, like we said. He just,
Hachimaru.
sees Hachimaru beat Rio, and he's just like, I choose to drop out.
Yeah, instantly he said.
Yeah,
instantly. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then Bullman's on his way down.
Yep. Ushi Wakamaru is the name of the holder. I love that. This bull holder, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Definitely
gotta have Ushi in the name.
Yeah, definitely my
favorite. We think he's calling Atta?
No.
What?
He said, all the chaff has been eliminated. That saves me time. A good mix of keys this time around. I think it's time to contact you know who.
Oh yeah, damn. That could be it. And like now that you mentioned that, now that you quoted that, it like totally makes sense that like he didn't want people to like fight after their keys had been damaged like even a little bit, and obviously he doesn't want you killing anybody because he wants all their fucking keys.
He's farming the keys, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Keymaker from Matrix,
Maybe this dude does have some kind of contract with Atta where he goes around because he does this every year, right? So he's farming these keys every year, attracting all these powerful samurai with this tournament, 1 billion yen prize, whatever. And then he takes all the keys from everybody, and Atta comes and buys ones that are Pandora's box keys if they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be that.
Yeah, I like that.
I would just as well like to see somebody like a new antagonist that we haven't seen before.
Me too. That's what I was going to say. I would like somebody new.
And obviously he's collecting the keys because he wants the Pandora and Mandala's box keys.
Yeah.
He's just flipping keys in the hood. You know how that goes,
He's like, hey, you want a key? I got you for the low. Peter for the beaner.
I got kilos of keys in here right now. I'm just happy to see Hachimaru use the regular sword, the actual physical real sword.
I hope that we get more users of regular swords, and I hope that like they, are formidable. Like someone. I hope that we get a character that like isn't like a tried and true like samurai of this world, but still uses a regular blade and can contend with
old world samurai v new world samurai.
Yeah, dude, I would love. Of course, we're gonna get that.
I hope so. That'd be tight. It'd be super tight. But that dude's got to be broken. He's got to be so OP powerful to fight fucking these galactic samurai. But
yeah, for real.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too.
That's really all I got.
That does it for Samurai 8 this week, I think. So, moving on to Chainsaw Man Chapter 44. Boom, boom, boom.
This chapter should have been called bros before hoes.
Beam coming in clutch, yo, Mizu, yo, oh my god, yo.
Fuck took him so long.
Like,
yeah,
he was just watching. He was just
like,
watching the whole thing.
I'm like, Denji, you good?
Yeah, that was.
And then yeah, Beam just came in clutch. I'm like, bro, I got so hype on that panel. I'm like, yo, this man said, what did he say? He's like, dash or some shit like that. Yo.
Yeah. He said,
that shit was nice, bro.
Dude, and
I love Beam's like just the way he talks. Like when he's referring to fucking Reze, he's just like, she's bomb. She's bomb. Yeah. And you could take that, there's multiple levels on that. Like, but yeah, it's just he's really short with his words or broken Japanese, I guess, which is cool, to see like kind of a maybe adolescent might be the word, or something where he's just, I don't know, maybe just a less mature Devilman, and I don't know, has a small brain, for lack of better words.
And like the fireworks scene, like with like Denji and Reze was just so beautiful, and I'm happy that we get this because like I remember you, Eagle, like earlier in the coverage where like this illustrator doesn't really do a good job of like conveying like facial expressions, which I hadn't really thought about back then, and you were totally right, and I agreed with you when you said that. But in this chapter, like you could totally see every single thing that Denji was thinking and feeling without any words on the page. Like he said, I'm not gonna love anyone else. Then all of a sudden Reze comes and like kind of starts stealing his heart. Then he's like, fuck it. Yeah. I know that I didn't want to do this to Makima, but like I really like this chick. And then she bites his tongue off and slices his throat. And you can just see the confusion and devastation and despair on his face. Like I trusted you, dog. Like I betrayed my like gut instincts like for you, like with no words on the page, you know what I mean? So
and when she opened her mouth and like had the tip of his tongue there, I'm like,
savage.
I'm like, yo,
savage.
I don't think anybody was like ready for that. I don't think anybody reading that on the world was ready for that. Like I just dropped my phone like no, and then she like sucks the blood out of his mouth in the kiss, all right, and then blows her head up.
Dude, oh my god, you called it, Kiko.
Yeah,
she has a pulse, she has a trigger. I mean, it's a grenade.
It was but I was figuring it was very similar to Denji because I mean, I just assumed she was a devil person, and I mean, I don't know. I think only ones that have like these hard transformations have some kind of pull string or some kind of catalyst or whatever to transform. Yeah. And I just thought it would be
when he went to go hit his chest,
bro. Swiftly hit him with the right across his throat.
Yeah.
Bow, slashed his wrist and quick boom in the nape of his neck. Like, she's a savage, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Fuck? And her design in devil form is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. That's a really good that's a great character design.
Wow.
I just don't understand where she gets this like apron of dynamite.
Like part of her, sick.
It's part of her transformation, like
she's the bomb devil. She's the bomb devil, so she's got
the Baku paramecia fruit, like
but it's like separate from her body though.
Is it?
It looks like an article of clothing almost.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So it's like weird that we haven't seen like with Denji, he grows the chainsaws. The one dude, he got the swords.
Yeah.
But I guess this is the first we're seeing of like,
it's paranormal.
They gain random clothes and shit. Yeah, with their transformation.
Yeah, but like with supernatural shit and like paranormal.
But then you also actually no, I think you see this black kind of over shirt because this is you see the white shirt she was originally wearing, and then this black kind of tank top looking thing I think is part of her outfit that formed, and that goes down into the dynamite tapestry, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah. The tightest part of this whole chapter is how she blows herself up to regenerate, and then that was to do the transformation. But not only that, she blows herself up to fucking propel herself to then fucking kick, boom, and then kick and broke the ground. very Bakugo-ish. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, man, I love this character. I can't wait
Hell
to see
yeah.
what this fight looks like. This fight's
Dude,
gonna
for
be wild.
real, and big alien vibes in the last like page.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
wearing like
yeah.
a whole xenomorph. Yeah.
Stick the tongue out, lick his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, dude, I was like, damn, all right, Fujimoto.
That's really all we got,
Yo,
though. That
but,
shit was
yeah,
so.
that there is.
I was looking at that last panel, just like
Clean.
Yeah,
It's clean.
Yeah, it is clean. Breaks
he
the
gotta hurry
ground.
up and pull it. He gotta hurry up and pull the ripcord though, because Beam ain't doing it.
Beam
That'd
will
be
pull that
tight
shit
if-
for him.
I'd be tight if Beam fought.
No,
him,
that's what I'm
though,
saying,
and
like,
Genji
Beam gotta-
couldn't.
Beam got to pull the ripcord, is what I was saying.
Final
His
move.
own
Final
cord?
move. Final move is
I think
Beam.
Genji's paralyzed right now.
Yeah.
That's why I
That's
hope
why
Beam
she
fights
stabbed him in the base of his neck like that.
Beam
That's
is-
why I hope Beam fights her, because he
Yeah.
has fucking water powers that might counter her.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
Beam is
and
biting that bitch's head off.
I hope so.
That's the final move of the fight. I promise.
Mizu.
I promise he was
Yeah.
biting that bitch's head off. Denji's gonna
We
fucking
can,
Denji's gonna cut her in half or some shit. She's gonna be like, oh, Denji, but I love you. And then, and then Beam's gonna
Stop
come
playing
in,
these games.
take a big old bite. Yeah.
That's good shit. Well,
Yeah.
we can probably move on from that to Black Clover, chapter 226.
Oh yeah, there's no Promised Neverland this week.
The
No, there isn't.
Spirit Guard. Yeah, there's no Promised Neverland, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What's it called?
Black Clover, chapter 226, The Spirit Guardian's Magic.
Mhm.
And go ahead.
There's a lot. I have a lot of notes actually for this one because
crazy.
because there's just like callback, or I want to call them callbacks. It's like homage maybe to other stories where, okay, just the first thing I'd like to say is that Gaja shoots his lightning blast at Noelle that she can dodge in Valkyrie dress, which is great.
Yeah, that's
But
tight.
but it's a homing attack, and when she dodges it, it comes back at her, and Finral fucking gives her the little warp, and then it
Yeah.
comes out back towards Gaja, and I'm like, teamwork, let's
Hell
get this
yeah.
shit going.
Hell
Teamwork
yeah.
makes the dream work, and we got fucking Mimosa with the fucking her solar beam ready, ready.
Yeah.
To...
Oh man.
And
yeah.
so Gaja makes the comment like, damn, Mimosa's only third stage, like that's, I was kind of surprised. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but because Mimosa's not really a combat mage anyway,
Yeah.
she's very more,
Yeah.
far more supporty. But the first, I mean, I'll call it homage. It could just be flat out copying, but Gaja summons extreme magic, which is exactly like M.A.N.G.A in the air with the fucking pentagram, or not a pentagram, it's whatever it is, like
Yeah.
a fucking octagon,
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
alchemy, fucking circle, whatever. And it looks like he's combining his mana with nature to amplify his spells. That's what I assume is happening there.
I think that's
True
like what he
lightning
says
magic.
too. Yeah, dude, that's super sick. That was an
That's
amazingly
crazy.
drawn. That was an incredibly drawn panel. Yeah, dude.
I
Big guy.
liked it a lot, and then I liked Asta versus the Mizubushins as well.
Yeah,
you know?
Mizu Bunshin. I knew it. You called that.
And
I mean,
I
it
wanna
was
say,
kind of
like,
obvious though.
I think so.
I hope that the flame sprite gets like a humanoid form like this. I don't know, like the one that Flago Leon has. Like,
Salamander?
it's cool. Yeah, it's cool that it's just the dragon and shit. But like, I low key, I wish that it gets that it would get a humanoid form that that could possibly level up. But I don't know why it wouldn't have already.
Yeah.
Well, here's the questions that I had about this, which will, I think, is something to think about. Is that first we get her name is Undine or Undine or whatever. Is
Yeah,
That's a cool name.
I think Undine probably.
I liked Undine, yeah. And then she says that she's one of the 4 great spirits. So that leads me to believe that there is lesser spirits, which
Yeah.
Salamander might not even be one of the great spirits.
Hey.
Or
I thought it
or-
was.
Or the pixie girl, whatever the fuck. What is her goddamn name?
The wind
I
sprite?
think the four.
Yeah.
I think the
Can't keep
4 main
going every
elements
week
are probably
without knowing her
the
name.
earth, water, wind, and fire.
You would think, but why?
What is the wind sprite's name?
I know I
Belle.
can't think of her. Belle. Oh my God. Yes, that's it.
Damn. Yeah, it is.
But
Good shit.
yes, definitely. But so who's to say that there's not more fire spirits, you know,
Yeah.
like salamanders, like
Yeah,
tier
I
2,
get what
you
you're
know,
saying.
instead of
Yeah.
tier 1, you know,
Yeah.
like there definitely could be different levels. There definitely could
There
be.
would have to
and-
be, because otherwise it's like we're never going to be scared of another fire user ever again, or because Fuego Leon has the fire spray and
Yeah, he's
Emilio
the best
Leone
fire,
exists. You know, we're never going to be scared of another wind user again because exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I
and
like that.
being that this is a water spirit, we can only assume that Noel's getting that.
Yeah, for sure. We
and-
said that before on another episode.
Yeah, and so
Taking that home.
Yes, I
Clover
hope so.
Kingdom's gonna have 3 of the 4 great spirits. Like that just feels too much for me.
It's not going to
Like-
matter when they go to Spade and have to fight 17 devils.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe so. Yeah, that does make it.
Going brazy on them.
Yeah.
But I would like to see that there have more, you know, just lesser spirits that
Yeah.
you know, don't even have to be like elemental.
Yeah.
You know, magnetism fucking spirit or
I need
whatever,
an earth
you know.
spirit, bro.
Well, who's getting that?
Yeah.
Soul?
Yeah,
Like,
that would be super sick.
Soul can't be that fucking strong. You know,
probably
like,
not. But I mean, I just want to see, even if it's not a,
Yeah.
even if it's not a, you know, someone
Yeah, I would-
on the protagonist side. Like, I would just love to see.
I would hope it's not
Damn,
Clover.
that is crazy that there's no like front running characters that are earth magic users.
Soul is Soul Marin is the closest thing to what we got, but
I like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I just wish she was more prominent. I feel like
yeah.
there should be a cold person that's using earth magic.
Soul's
I don't
cool.
know.
well, the other thing
Well, but
is,
like, you know, when I'm saying
Yeah.
cold, I mean like
Yeah.
Magic Knight,
Yeah,
Captain level.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
using earth
yeah.
magic.
Yeah,
But I guess Briar Magic, Rose, you know, I don't know,
that's
whatever.
Yeah, and so I would really like it if Belle and Salamander were not great spirits. And because so we've never gotten really like a full like Naruto fucking, you know, Pokemon strength weakness circle, you know,
Yeah.
like these are these fucking elements and they're strong against each other, or
Yeah, you would
know,
think
or
that we
whatever.
would get that by now.
Yeah, you would think, but we're actually kind of like delving more deep into the intricacies of magic in this Heart Kingdom now that we're talking about stages and whatnot, and that's what this
Yeah.
chapter really showed, all these different stages, and so
Yeah,
because who's to say lightning wouldn't be one of the great spirits, you know, or you know, there's just other choices, you know, for
Yeah.
only to have 4 and to think that we've already seen 3. I just don't really buy it. You know, or maybe Belle being such a, you know, little fairy, you know, I would be fine if Salamander was a great spirit, but if Belle wasn't, that'd be cool. Like I'd be happy with that.
and now
You
that
know,
you
but-
mention it, now that you mention like the intricacies of like magic, like usage, like it is kind of like cool, like looking at it like from like a bird's eye view, like on a map, right? Because like Heart Kingdom, you know, obviously is using this like numeric, you know, designation for like tier levels of like mana, you know, usage or mana class or whatever the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you go into the Clover Kingdom and it's like you're a noble, so you get, you know, you have high like mana reserves just because you're nobility, you know. And then you go to the Diamond Kingdom and then they're like, we'll augment your magic power with science. And
Yep.
you go into the Spade Kingdom and it's like, it's Devil City and this like you're like, we got all the devil, like who knows what else they'll have. But it's cool that like
Sign
each
on the dotted
kingdom
line.
yeah, it's cool that each kingdom has its own like, you know, thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
regards to like how they
Yeah,
not just how they use magic, but how they like look at magic and how they talk about it.
Yeah. I really think we're gonna get more in depth in
I just
this
want
arc.
rules. I just want
Yeah.
the rules already.
Yeah. We're desperately in need of rules. I need rules for everything. You know,
Yeah, like, why?
Give me
where-
rules and everything.
Where are the rules?
Rules are nobles are the strongest, and everybody else is trash. Unless
Yeah.
you got fucking a devil or a spirit or some
Yeah.
other fucking
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
whatever. But I hope we get past that and get to real rules and fucking counters and whatnot. You know?
Yeah. For
I
sure.
mean, I guess, yeah, there's counters right now, but it's not hard set.
Yeah.
You can
You're
just
still
assume,
wrong.
like, yeah, would be this, you know, this would be this. But yeah, it would be nice to see like a chart of some sort,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think
something.
the tightest part to me in this chapter.
Big
yeah,
hype.
sorry, go ahead.
Well, when what the hell's the dude's name? It's
Gaja?
Gaja. Yeah, I was gonna say Gujo for some fucking reason. Jesus.
Cujo, the dog tries
Probably
to
the
eat you when you get out
translation
the
you
car.
got.
I love that he underestimated Finral.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Oh, this dude's trash. He can only manipulate space for something he can see directly."
Yes.
And I'm thinking, like, the kid can go across the nation, boy. Like, anywhere he's been,
yeah,
he can
anywhere
go
he's
to.
Anywhere
he's been.
he's seen with his eyes, he can remember. But the only
but
reason he
he's
could
still-
teleport where he couldn't see, is because of fucking-
Moses pinpoint magic.
pillar of
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say too. But no, Gaja's still right because Finral has to have seen.
He has to see
where
it.
he's going. Yeah. So like.
But like
Finral
from right
can
here
go
at this
back
spot,
home,
he can
sure.
teleport back to the Clover Kingdom capital.
Yeah, but that doesn't really mean anything in the fight that they're in right now because he even says it like he even says it like, oh, they're gone, I don't sense them. Okay, they must have bounced. Good, that's what they better do. You know what I'm saying? And then and then they show up, or whatever. But I think what he was talking about is like, I mean, it's cool, but like in combat situations, it's like if you have a blind spot, like I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna fuck you up. I think is maybe what he was saying. I don't know, but yeah, the thing that I wanted to bring up too. I'm glad that we were all on the same page there. All three of us were bringing up Mimosa's pinpoint magic because, and that's not out of nowhere either because we saw that in
right from the beginning, back
in
in
a couple
the
different
first
variations.
Yeah,
I guess,
we saw it in the first dungeon.
Yeah, in the first dungeon.
The diamond battle.
Yeah, the diamond,
where they fought Mars.
Yeah, that's right.
And then when they were invading the Eye of the Midnight Sun hideout, that dude did like an upgraded variation of it with stone magic, where he did the entire base in the inlay of it.
Yeah, so that's great that Tabata doesn't forget what his characters can do.
But I still got a couple things here. Like, so the Mizubushin's go and attack Asta, and then he uses 8 trigrams black palm rotation, on that Asta.
Right.
And then Vaporeon used Whirlpool and sucks him into the hole.
That's crazy.
Oh, and dude, Nero.
He's handcuffed underwater. Yeah,
dude. Why do I always forget that Nero? I'm like, what is he like? I'm like, they always just shackle this man, and then like Nero. It's like I always forget. Like I wish that I could like remember like he's like shackled right now. Like what is he gonna do? Like, oh yeah, Nero's there. But it's always as soon as she activates, I'm like, oh yeah, she can do that.
I love the name, like it's sealing magic, and it was inverse release. It's like, what does that mean? Like she could reverse anybody's technique on their ass, like as long as she can touch it. Like that's.
I think as long as it's some kind of binding. I feel like it would be as long as it's some kind of binding or constriction.
I feel like if it was some kind of genjutsu, some kind of any kind of like chant or charm, some kind of thing like something that's like channeled, I guess, that's in place that could be broken, like because she broke the spell on the Magic Emperor, and I mean I gave him, I'm pretty sure that's how that worked, where she like gave him a thing that where it would automatically break that spell when the time came. And so she could be like one of the most important assets in this story in times, depending on like what type of magic she can, because it's like Asta just cancels it, but can she reverse it and make it do something different?
Yo, chill.
Like
that would be crazy.
Inverse release just sounds to me like, I mean, just almost put those two words together. It's reverse almost.
Because I mean, I know Gray has the what's her magic called? She has the
illusion magic.
Not illusion. She
Gray.
can
Which one's
change the
Gray?
property. Gray's the one that can shapeshift.
Yeah.
She also has I think it's the shape-shifting magic where she can change the form of your magic to a different element.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, the girl was always fucking, don't look at me.
Yeah, and she
turned Sally's gel salamander into the glass and shit, and then
and then Gouch broke it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was super
that was wild. Yeah,
that'd
be cool to see if Yeah.
Could be if she just like, stops being so shy.
If they introduce these elemental rules and counters and checks and balances, she's gonna be the coldest one in the show.
It's coming. It's got to. Like, there's too much. There's too many abilities. Too much shit is going on. Like, there's got to be some kind of like something to rein it in a little bit. And I think that's the point of this Heart Kingdom, is that they have their own, system on how to rank it. They're gonna have their own, guidelines on magic, which it'll be cool if like we get to see that in the Diamond Kingdom too. I mean, because I just don't think like the Spade Kingdom we're gonna get like that kind of info. That's just to go there to like, that's just gonna be big shit when you go there. There ain't no time for any of that kind of like setting the groundwork, kind of shit. Where like the Diamond Kingdom, we've learned that they human experiment and boost their abilities with technology, but I'm sure they got whatever. We need to see their quick maths and sciences over there, and see what they got. So that's really good. And then I mean, really, the last thing I got to say is that Asta senses key still and can tell that queen's in that fucking water cube and just
she's gonna be a little girl. She's gonna be she's gonna be like 8 years old.
And love
it's like the silhouette is deceiving probably because the silhouette is tall.
Yeah.
But then when he cuts in, she looks relatively small. But
yeah. And actually, no, I did miss. Mimosa flower guidepost to Finral falling Angel Gate to Noel Sea Dragon's roar and cracks fucking Gaja, so he might be out of there. He's probably out of there. Hopefully,
I would love if she beats him there, but at the same time, I don't think he's out after that.
No, because he's like top tier in their fucking country.
That would be a really
it was
weird.
Implied that he was stage 0 because when the spirit was explaining like the highest is stage 0, it was like right down to a panel of him, So
then he hits the Sasuke
the
cutie.
true lightning magic.
Yeah.
Ostroza!
Yeah, he might be like their strongest because I don't know. I get like a defensive like magic like kind of like vibe from this kingdom. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like there's I feel like this is gonna be like a heavy like mana zone. Like usage style kingdom. And I feel like it's gonna be and I feel like it's gonna work towards a lot of like defensive and like style magics and like debuffs and shit like that.
Genjutsus maybe.
Yeah.
Illusionary type shits.
Misdirection, debuffs, defense.
But man, that's fucking extreme magic though.
I know.
I'm like, why is that exactly extreme magic? That is 1000% a Jin fucking ability, extreme magic fucking, and that's Sinbad's extreme magic. That's exactly Sinbad's Bale. That's his main fucking Jin. I'm like, man, could y'all have done just something a little different? Just a little different.
Tabata and Shinobu were like out for like coffee or some shit the other day, and he was like, "Yo, can I do this?" Like, sure, Tabata.
You're gonna have to take this bill though. You gotta pay the bill. You got money coming in.
Yeah. Like, fine.
They cancel my ass.
That about does it for Black Clover, though. I think we can probably move on to My Hero Academia chapter 248. One thing at a time.
First thing I want to say before we start is the fucking anime's hitting.
I still haven't seen the first
anime is definitely
I'll probably watch it like right after we get done with
that
this.
True first episode, not the fucking filler one, but the fucking overhaul coming in. Man, that shit was fucking hard body, man. It was so good. It was done.
Magna's out of here.
Magnus out of here. It was just, and I know we kind of talked about it last week, but I didn't really like, it exceeded my expectations. It's literally the best it could be. Like I was on the, like, hey, I didn't go to sleep last night because I was so like, it's like, all right, I rewatched that episode and then I watched the episode right after the third episode. Technically, it was the second episode since that first one's a throwaway episode. But yeah, it's like, bro. The first episode is a throwaway episode.
That first episode is a complete filler episode, but that shit hit.
Well, it's because it's a recap episode. Well, it's a recap. It's going to show you a lot.
When Buddy turned and hit the selfie and said, when I titled my book, boy, that shit was nice, bro.
It's fine. It's fine, but it's like for us manga readers, it's like we ain't got time for that shit. That's why we read the manga, Yeah, I'm not gonna. You can't be throwing no bullshit, especially when it's like a seasonal anime. It's like, this is the point of a seasonal anime, is to not give me no fucking filler and put 3 chapters in an episode. Like, that's the point of this.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't matter, because the next episode just like made me
so
forget
fire.
all about that shit. Yeah,
Okay.
I was just like, oh
The
my.
filler was fire.
It's like 1 o'clock and I'm trying to go to bed and I put that shit on and then I'm just like sit up like the
What did I
Undertaker and
do?
start watching
Yeah.
it. I just said, oh my god, like I need to just keep watching this shit. You know, I was supposed to go to bed and now I'm fucking late for work tomorrow.
I've watched this episode 4 times in a row.
This shit was fucking so tight. I
Can't wait to watch that.
Overhaul, shield. Dude runs and jumps in it and fucking Shigaraki melts that dude. I'm just like,
Yes. I'm
so
ready.
good, so perfect. But anyway, how about we talk about the chapter?
Yeah, good idea.
All right, somebody else, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna jump a little bit in, and
Then if you're gonna jump a little bit in, then let me just talk about the cover chapter real
Yeah,
quick.
cover
because
chapter's hard.
It is hard because it's the Ryukyu agency with Ryoko. That's such a tight character. I love that dragon lady. I want to see her in action. I want to see
do
her
something more than just like fly in at the end of conflict and look like a dragon.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for that agency to do some work, which we'll probably see in 4 months.
Yeah.
Manga time, you know.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
all right, go ahead. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Bakugo is truly like just far ahead of his fucking time, because
He
it's
is,
like,
and the other two. He's
Endeavor goes into the explanation to him and Todoroki to Shoto about like what they should be doing, basically like trying to do controlled bursts or like maximum output as quick as they possibly can. And Midoriya goes right after he finishes talking. Midoriya is like, "Yo, you've already implemented exactly what he was talking about in a move you already created, and have already nailed it the fuck down."
Yeah, dude.
And
So
no,
it's like
Amazing.
that's the really funny part, because Bakugo's like, "How the fuck do you even know that? I'm getting a restraining
He's
order
like-
on your under 3 backs. Why are you watching me so close? Like I might have to swing on that ass for that one."
So it's like, man, Bakugo is just really like nuts. Like this
Yeah.
dude is
Tensei, bro. That's it. He's a genius. He really like is a fighting genius, tactical
Yeah.
fighting genius, and
Straight
that's
up.
yeah.
that's so great to see that he, even as tight as he is, that he knows that he's got growing to do. It's really
His
great to see.
development is crazy.
And did you guys notice that he's the only one that actually like keeps up with speed with Endeavor? The other
Yeah.
two are
Yes.
behind, and Bakugo can keep up with Endeavor. It's like, man, Bakugo's
Yeah.
so tight. He's
Yeah.
just so tight.
The Endeavor even says it. He is like, "Oh, okay. Yeah.
Damn, you fast, but
Yeah.
you know, you got
But,
some shit still to
How
Yeah,
come
do.
fast
you're,
enough,
but you're not
boy.
fast enough?" And he's like, "Man, it takes a little bit to get, it takes a little bit to get, in my rhythm in the winter." He's like, "You can't say that, because what are you gonna do when you don't save someone in time?"
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's
You gonna-
exactly.
you gonna
Excuses
say
don't
that,
matter
you're
when
gonna
you
say-
show
yeah.
up late.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I was like, "Yeah, that's how you."
And I love how he says, "This ain't school. You don't lose GPA. People die. Like
Yeah.
there's a big
Yeah.
difference. Like
Yeah.
your GPA doesn't suffer. People die. Like
Yeah.
there is no excuses to make in the winter on this bullshit. You know,
Yeah,
which is
and-
really tight though with his quirk that he has to heat himself up and sweat in order. And so winter, obviously, he's not going to sweat until he breaks a sweat. Like he really
Yeah.
has to like start using his ability or whatever and exerting himself before he can actually really use his ability.
Yeah.
I
So-
mean, he's really just got to like get on the treadmill, because like he
Yeah.
only can detonate his sweat,
Yeah,
so
but
it's
see,
like,
he can
yeah,
he can
he's
store
either gotta, like,
he can
layer up,
No, but
or he can store it in the grenades.
he can store it in his gauntlets. So it's like, I would
But
say,
if he's not sweating by the time he uses what's in his gauntlets,
yeah, but he should be
It's a
using
wrap.
he should be using the time that the gauntlets give him to work up a sweat. That's what he should be finding out how to do.
Or just blast himself. How about that? Fucking, he about to
And
start
he's gonna
sweating
start
after he
sweating.
blasts.
we don't even know really how much can be, because every time we've seen him talk about how he can store it in the gauntlets and then let it, like it's always a big ass one blast, so we don't even really know
Yeah.
how long these gauntlets will last him. Like we don't even know if he can move down the block with them hose.
I
Yeah.
would like to assume that he doesn't have to use everything he's stored in the first shot that he shoots out of the grenades. I would like to think that, because I mean, like that would be, I feel
I
like that would be
agree.
kind of dumb. Yeah, like all right, yeah, like I can save up everything for one attack. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah.
I agree.
But I don't know for sure. It could really just all be one attack, yeah. But because I mean, we haven't seen him use from the gauntlet like in succession, have we?
And we saw, I think, both gauntlets used in the All Might fight. Deku used one, and then he also used one.
He had to use Max against All Might, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
They're lucky All Might went easy on them. They could have just punched those motherfuckers down to fucking Mexico. Like that, I love that animated. That fight animated is great too.
Yeah, super good.
But I really want to talk about Air Force. You know, like Midoriya talks about how okay, I can do full Kawa subconsciously, but I can't use Air Force. And Endeavor's like, all right, we'll just do that. Like I can't really like give you super advice on your ability since your ability is completely different than mine. Whereas Bakugo and Shoto have, Shoto has my ability and another one, and then Bakugo is also very similar to me, so I can really give them insight, like expert insight on their abilities. Whereas you're an All Might type, so like all I can really tell you is like, okay, work on that until that's second nature. But Midoriya is like, what about this parallel processing, like, and Endeavor just, gives a great example, like, hey man, like, look at this guy driving a car. He,
everybody
had to
does
learn.
that shit.
Yeah, it just happens. It's like, you gotta, it comes with repetition and diligence. And once you're diligent with this work, that it'll become subconscious to you after you've done it so many times. And then once you've got two things down, you'll just add another one and it'll just, spiral effect from there, and that was really good that Endeavor, even though Midoriya is a different type than him, he's still like, I'm the number one hero in this bitch, and
I can teach anybody how to do anything hero related. And it would probably be better for Deku. Like, I mean, at least like I would like to hear like what I'm pretty sure Deku's gonna tell Endeavor about All for One or One for All.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's like if you're really trying to be the best, it's like you're stunting your growth by not telling the number one hero you're interning with exactly everything that there has to do with your quirk. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I just feel like that's a waste of opportunity. You know what I mean? It's like you need to be getting the most that you can out of this. And how is giving him that information a detriment? Because you promised All Might. All Might's out of here. He's on the bench. Like he's literally retired. Like that's your quirk now. You need to learn.
Do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
That's you now. Like and I mean, obviously he's just about the smartest kid there is. So like he's pretty calculated. But we don't see like Hunter type, monologue in their minds where they're like, okay, if I give this info out, other than from Hawks,
Hawks and Deku will do it.
Well, Deku does it, but he does it in a different way. Like he's usually like analyzing other people,
analyzing himself.
And using it for his own game
a lot too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that and maybe that's just to kind of show his growth because, like, obviously that's something that when he didn't have a quirk, that's something that he knew that he could hone is his researching and just knowledge, which anybody could do. And he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do this to make up for the fact that I don't have a quirk, and maybe I'll get a quirk, and then whatever. So, and then he can take that and continue with it. So maybe it's because, especially like, man, when you try to liken something to Hunter, where it feels like they already know everything. They're like, they're analyzing things like on such a high level.
And that's what it feels like in Hunter. They know all of the possibilities, and they're just trying to figure out which one is the most efficient. They know literally how anything could possibly go. Or at least the most that, is whatever possible, you know what I mean? But
and then
like,
we'll
okay, which route do I take? And they already know what's going to happen, like if it's a failure or if it's a success, you know what I mean?
And I hope we get, we will get there with Midoriya because that's obviously his character type, like that's even though he's going to have a fucking broken quirk with 8 other quirks, 6 other quirks, whatever the fuck, and he'll be broken. But it's like when you add like all this preparation and research and just in this fucking chapter he's talking about like we already talked about it, where he knows what Bakugo's abilities are, and it's like Bakugo ain't gonna sit there and study nobody else's abilities, which maybe that's the thing that he lacks. Maybe we'll get that, I don't know, but
that's a really good point. I would hate to see the series evolve into a story where Midoriya is just like overkill with these extra quirks, right? Like hopefully,
Yeah, seems so much.
In an ideal world, Kohei writes it to where Midoriya only uses these extra quirks in situations where his primary quirk isn't enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see him fighting people with Black Whip that he could fight with regular One For All. You know what I mean? I want to see Black Whip like relegated to a, movement, or defensive, or like CC, like only, like I don't want to see him beating people with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would want it to be like crowd control, or like
Gomu Gomu no Rocket with it.
Yeah,
or
I would almost rather see it like the other way around, where like One For All is clearly the most powerful quirk out of the bunch. Like you're blasting a motherfucker into next Sunday. So I would almost like to see him like that be the last resort, and he gets like, you never know which one of these quirks he's gonna use to hem a motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Or if the motherfucker's gonna be raw enough to where he's gonna have to say fuck it and pull out the smash.
Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, like, is that versatility, going to like make up for like the potential, efficiency that you have from your primary quirk? You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I was in this world, I would want to use the quirk that I knew finished the job as quickly as possible, and not go, oh, let me throw some like other like really cool quirks that like you never know what's going to come, but then I have like 20% efficiency in just because it's versatile. You know what I mean? I'd rather just one shot you and move.
Right, but as far as the narrative goes,
yeah. And as far as the narrative goes, this is a story where they try to beat you as quickly as possible too.
Yeah, but you're not just one shot and One For All every villain.
I'm not saying one shot, but why not use the most efficient thing right out the gate instead of a whole bunch of extra things to try to confuse you when I can just overpower you? You know what I mean?
It might not be One For All.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the difference between like I don't want to say Hunter and Hero, because Hunter, like, yeah, you could do something like that where like you're just using little bits of Nen to confuse your
to feel it out until you figure out what's good. But usually
exactly,
in Hunter, you're leading with your strongest move. If you're confident in the fight, you're trying to end it as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Hero, you have to end it as quickly as possible because people's lives are on the line. You're saving lives, and you're trying to minimize damage to your environment and all these other things that need to have, precedence over, whatever like selfish battle fucking things you may have going on.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, you definitely gotta have that.
See a situation ever arising where like Black Whip is going to beat someone that One For All is not.
Right.
And if it's just relegated to like, all right, I beat this motherfucker, now I'm going to tie him up with Black Whip, like that's going to be incredibly lame. So,
I guess what I was saying is like Black Whip could be used for like crowd control, in the sense of like stunning, or like immobilizing an enemy so that he can hit them with One For All. Or like maybe if like an enemy is faster than him, he can slow them down with Black Whip and then hit him with One For All. I wouldn't say. I would think it would be super lame too if he beat somebody up and then just tied him up with Black Whip and sat there and waited for the cops to come. That would be lame as shit.
But, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Hidden Lotus with Black Whip. Grab him and the leg and the Hidden Lotus.
Oh, that would be hard.
But
that probably will happen.
Yeah, that would be super sick.
I think so. Like, he's definitely gonna Black Whipping and pull you and just like crush your shit. But
I would love if he like uppercutted somebody.
That's gonna be Konoha Smash, baby.
Yeah. Uppercut into the Black Whip constriction, into like the after image above, into the blitz ball, like Ronaldinho, like spike kick.
Sphere kick.
Yeah. Final Fantasy, like, would be so cool to see.
So I'm just with you though on the fact that like, what if All Might was the greatest hero of all time with no fucking quirk other than strength? Like, what the fuck would that make somebody like Midoriya, who's going to have the exact same quirk plus 6 others? It's like that just doesn't make much sense to me, But I guess the only thing that would make sense is that, okay, Shigaraki's about to get all these powers, so like, Midoriya is going to need the powers to, be on the same level. But the other thing that makes sense to me is that All Might's era and Midoriya's era are like farther away than you initially would think. They're not like, even though it's one generation of heroes removed, it's almost
gonna take Midoriya a long time to get to like 100% ability where he can like smash out like All Might the time.
And that's not even really what I mean so much as it's that, so even though it's one generation removed, it almost seems like it's 5 generations removed, where like all these dual quirks and whatnot are manifesting, and like the genetics are changing on your quirk DNA, where like a bunch of heroes are starting to have dual trio quirks. There's going to be like other quirks manifesting for a bunch of different people, where like that.
That would make the series kind of weird, though. I mean, I'm cool with secondary evolutions to like making your current quirk like better, but like I wouldn't want to see.
But like, what about Shoto?
Completely new quirks come out of nowhere.
It's like, why are people like Shoto all over the place?
Yeah, you're right. You want to know what I just thought of? So, M.A.N.G.A said that Shigaraki.
Well, go ahead.
We were talking about like how Shigaraki is gonna like start getting like all for one style shit. Where he can like assimilate like quirks, right, into himself.
Yeah.
What if he just takes Deku's quirks, his extra 1-for-all quirks, and he doesn't even get 6 quirks like at a time, and Shigaraki just takes them and then has them for himself, and then he's still left with just super strength from All Might.
Shigaraki seeming very, very broken with each chat. Like anytime you get any more information about Shigaraki, it just feels like he's about to be more and more broken. Because and I was one of the people that said,
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Continue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can separate. Like, I feel like they're one for all at this point. Like, these quirks are included. So, like, if you're gonna take them, you take one for all.
Yeah, for sure. And that. But I'm just thinking, it's like I don't think anybody wants Deku to have 6 quirks. So, like,
I definitely do.
I don't even think Kohei wants Deku to have 6 quirks. So maybe he's gonna
6 quirks is hype.
Yeah, so maybe he's gonna have. So maybe Shigaraki's gonna fucking take him. That's just like a thought that I had there, but because that would be crazy in like a final fight where like. He's like, all right, like I'm gonna take down Shigaraki. You guys can all rest now, and then like you get the in the last send off. Yeah,
something needs to happen to rein this shit in, because it's like I always kind of say it, like I'm still confused with everything that's going on with these secondary evolutions, and it's just like if M.A.N.G.A Endeavor has basically tried to breed children to be it's like mad people would have been doing that, and it's like also it just doesn't make any sense that Shoto's the only one who has 2 quirks that aren't all for one or one for all. Like those are the only ones that have multiple quirks, and All Might never did. He just, I don't know, didn't have the mental capacity for it, maybe, or whatever, or whatever. We really need to almost see like the previous users of All for One if they could use other quirks.
I doubt it though. I feel like
not everybody has like.
I feel like it might just be because we're on the 9th inheritor now, and now we're starting to see something different, because like it's just like I think it's like too much of a coincidence that we get that in the joint training arc and then immediately go into My Villain Academia where secondary evolutions are confirmed. So I feel like the access to the other inheritors quirks in One for All is a direct secondary evolution, confirmation for Deku in regards to One for All as a quirk.
I don't know. I'm always just going to be confused until we get like
about the breeding thing. Endeavor had like status, and he was from a like prestigious family where he was able to say like, okay, I got a fire quirk, you got an ice quirk, come hop on this dick and we're having kids. Like a regular person can't do that, and it took him 4 or 5 tries to have the kids. First 4 kids quirks were not what he wanted.
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because 80% or more people in this world have quirks. But
you're not going to find somebody in your common life with like the exact benefiting quirk to your quirk to where you want to have a kid with them, and that just doesn't happen. Endeavor had the status to be able to seek out that person specifically, bring them to him, and breed.
But think about it. Bakugo's parents have 2 different quirks that combined to make his quirk. Their quirks aren't the same as Bakugo's quirk. And
his mom's quirk is the same, I thought.
I thought hers was slightly different, and his dad's were slightly different, and they combined to make Bakugo's quirk.
Yeah,
And
they
I
say
don't think
that
it
in the
ever
beginning.
specified what their quirks were. It just shows that Bakugo's dad is a pussy and his mom is exactly like it.
They say that in the beginning though, like that, like when you're a parent, like when you get a quirk, you're either going to get your mom's quirk, your dad's quirk, or some combination of the two.
Yeah,
They said that like in the very beginning. So maybe like those.
So
maybe
how
the
does
quirks-
Shoto have two quirks?
because he's the rare combination.
Well, I think he has the combination.
He's
of
the
two.
rare.
and
Yeah, the
and we don't
perfect
know, and we don't know everyone's parents. You know what I mean? Like some of the quirks that we see that are only one quirk are probably a combination of two quirks.
Maybe it's
and we just don't know because we don't know who their parents are.
Yeah, and that's very possible. But
you're
why?
talking about two completely separate visibly.
Yes, exactly.
I'm using one element over here, and I'm using another.
Yes,
element over here.
it's not like
I see
Suu's a frog girl. You know,
Yeah.
like what if her mom was a frog girl and her dad was a fucking fish man, and you had a frog fish man, you know, a frog fish girl man, you know, who has like mad water abilities because she has two different aquatic animals that she can pull from for quirks. Like it would just happen naturally within this story. That's why this doesn't make any sense, because the Todorokis aren't the only people that had 5 kids, you know. Like
I mean,
that's
not really. Well, like Asui's got a little brother.
they're all frog people.
Right. So they all get like one of their family's quirks.
So
but it's just, I just don't like.
Was their mom
One
frog?
in 5.
Was the mom frog, or was the dad frog, or were they both frog?
Ooh,
I
what
don't
if they were
think
both
it's ever
frogs?
specified.
I know it looks like it. No, it looks like it. There's a family photo, and they all look like frogs. Which
Oh shit.
and but okay. I mean, take anybody. I mean, you could take anybody. Take Ida's family. Like, why does he have engines in his legs? Which parent had engines in his legs? And what did the other parent have?
Yeah.
And then why, if you've had multiple kids, don't eventually they have 2 quirks, just like Todoroki, just like Shoto? Like,
it's a good question.
It probably has to do with
it
like
makes no
dominant
sense.
genes.
It's a
and-
good question. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense yet. Will it
at
ever?
the end
It
of the
doesn't
day,
make sense
I don't know if it's
now.
that deep.
Yeah, we don't know.
It has to be deeper than this, otherwise it's just bad writing to me. Like you're clearly favoring one character and giving him some 2 quirk nonsense that no other character has, for no other reason other than my dad's #1 hero or #2 hero, and he you know raped my ice mom, and like it's,
Well, no,
Fuck, dude. I think that we'll get. I think we'll get an explanation for it. If not,
we have to.
If
And
not,
it has to be high
If
enough.
not, it will feel awkward. Yeah, it would feel weird now that you mentioned. I guess I never really thought about it like that.
he had the status to acquire that and work on it. That's pretty much it. I think no regular person can say like, "Where's my ideal matchup? Bring the bitch here."
Why does it have to
Hop
be an
on his
ideal
dick, we having
match?
kids. Because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
You're
I
talking
think-
about the ideal matchup where
No,
they have like
I'm
an
just talking about
elemental
2 quirks.
balance, or like
No,
2 pop,
I'm
but
not.
it was
Just 2 quirks.
It's
Just
one
two
or
parents
the
with 2
other.
different quirks. No, there's 2 parents with 2 different quirks. Why
but
doesn't
the only
eventually
reason
their
it's
kid
split
get both
is
quirks?
probably because it's ice and fire.
If that's the case, that's fine, and we need that explanation in depth.
'cause
But
it's
why aren't all the
opposite.
kids? But why don't
Yeah.
all the kids have that? You know, like it's just
Because they
I don't know.
assimilate in the cases where they assimilate. But then, like Noxie said, it's one or the other, or then some kind of combination of the two.
it
I
has
don't know.
to.
I'm over
it
this
has-
conversation though.
Yeah, it's been a
know.
while. We could probably move on to
Like I don't
Well,
want
no,
last chapter,
no.
but-
There's a big
Just-
thing at the end of this
we
chapter.
still have to talk about My Hero. I'm just like
dinner party is not.
It is because who's going to be there? Is Dobby going to be there?
That's what I
secret
wanted to
long-lost
say.
son?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say is that Davi's showing up to dinner. Yeah,
Or is Ray Todoroki the mother? And
That'd
what
be
does that
crazy
mean?
Too.
And what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
Like it's
Isn't she still in the loony bin?
maybe we don't know.
That it would be a good opportunity for her to show up. Yeah, that would be really cool.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
something to think
it's-
about. Like that feels like a huge plot hole to me until we get explanation on it. Which it isn't a plot hole. We can't say that right now because we don't have the explanation on it. But it's just like there should be people all over the fucking world running rampant with 2 quirks at this point. I mean, unless we get an explanation on it. Like
Yeah, I agree. But I think that we'll get one.
I think so too. I hope so.
I would love it. But otherwise, yeah, it would be kind of awkward, right?
We need rules in Hero too. As much as people say that this is a like solid system, I just don't think it is, and I think we need rules.
I never really thought it was. I
I
never
don't
really
think
thought it
everybody
was too
needs
solid.
such strict rules.
again, it's the Black Clover versus Hero. And hey,
Holy
I just clowned Black Clover that whole fucking segment with how fucking, but it's just unfair. It's very unfair how I feel like people just hype Hero way too high with no logic behind it. When I feel like I mean I won't say no logic, but I feel like you gotta use the same rules, and it's
there's plenty of reasons why I understand why people praise Hero entirely. It's doing a lot of things different than other shonen books.
I don't think so. Like Midoriya is from
when you focus on the similarities, then sure, it doesn't sound like anything is different. Focus on the differences.
Well,
when's the last time we got a villain-centric arc in any shonen book with no main characters on screen for 13, 14, 15 chapters?
That was really good, and I praise that art. I love that art, and there's a lot of things I love about it.
We have so much depth in the character motivations because we have one of the best on-screen redemptions that we've ever seen in the last how long? Like, what name a redemption on par with Endeavor right now? Name the last time a character was fleshed out this intensely to where you could have a redemption like this. There's none in Black Clover.
I mean, you
want to talk about
somebody in the spot. I mean, no.
Like that's the only one where you were a bad guy and now you're a good guy, but you're still kind of a piece of shit. That was 2 pages. All right.
I mean, but that's not like a hard thing to write in, like to make a character like be likable after they're not likable, because like that happens a lot.
But the way that it's being handled in Hero is like really, really well done, and it's like a long game style progression.
Mars was hella well done.
I agree, but Endeavor's a main character. Endeavor is is a very top tier character. Like it's.
Yeah. Does that have anything to do with it?
I think we can probably move on at this point to
sure.
One Piece chapter 960, introducing Kozuki Oden.
Yeah, finally.
I know, jeez, and
finally, and he's such a fucking Chad.
But the cover has
the cover.
Beige mistakes 2 girls for Chiffon and Lola, which I think those girls look like fucking Big Mom daughters. They look like Charlottes.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like they are, which is really weird. Or I've seen them somewhere else even actually too. I was actually thinking they were from Amazon Lily at some point, because there is like a wide face girl that looks like that one. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe those are just rando girls. Who knows?
I would assume the Lucci statue in the back.
What? I didn't see
that.
No.
Lucy.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Lucy statue. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Stop with the tongue out,
But I am ready for a new cover story arc. That's for
dude.
sure.
Me too.
I want them to just find Lola already. Like, let's get this over with. We know.
Who's her husband gonna be when we find her?
Man,
Loki.
Who?
Loki.
Who
King of
Loki?
the Giants.
Oh,
Who she was originally supposed to marry and ran away from.
Oh, dude, that'd be super cool.
That would be great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Ran away from the arranged marriage because she wanted to find her own love and then finds her way back to him.
I don't know how that physically works, but yeah.
Just straight crushing it, yo.
Wow. Oh, don't make me laugh like that.
Yeah.
Holy
shit. We start
go,
this chapter off with young Suru, RIP. I mean, put F in the chat for Suru because she's probably dead. Talking to bandits here.
Oh.
Yeah. Suru's probably dead. Man, maybe they let her go after they fucking blew that city the fuck up, Leftovers town, and let her go. But it's just really tight that we have other currency. We got platinum coin. Like, you get 1 platinum coin for this fucking white boy right here, and 1 platinum coin can buy a gorgeous home. Like, that's really cool to see. We got Wano's currency. Like Belly, obviously. Especially if you're not a world government country, if you're not down with the WG,
Wait, do we know what the Wano currency is called?
I mean, it's 1 platinum coin, which is clearly,
that's not
worth a lot.
Oh, dude, And that reminds me, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go ahead and then we can go back to. Sorry, I just want to say this while I have the thought in my head. So we saw Denjiro, right? And Denjiro's flipping coins, and like I want to say that he's Kyoshiro, and like the because Kyoshiro, I'm pretty sure is some kind of like accountant or like money handler or like money exchanger. I think was like his title. Inside, it's like something. It's like something to do with money.
Yep. I think he was the treasurer or something.
A treasurer. Like he deals with like currency exchange. You know what I mean? So like he's involved with money, and the first time we see Denjiro, he's like flipping his coin, and I'm pretty sure he's wearing those glasses so you don't see that he has the exact same eyes as Kyoshiro.
Well, and he's hustling people too, for that money.
Yeah. But at the same time, Denjiro looks just like Koshiro.
Yeah.
From Zoro's dad.
One of the two.
Zoro's fucking master, from his village, he looks just like fucking Koshiro. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, his glasses are very similar to Hyogoro's of the flowers. I was like, maybe he's part of the Hyogoro family. I don't know, but like
he even looks like old dude from Skypiea.
Om.
Oh yeah.
Om got the NASCAR glasses on though.
Yeah,
the jagged ones,
he's got the Vegeta hairline too.
I thought it was cool that like we actually got like official confirmation that the Kozuki family was actually like the de facto rulers, not even de facto, but like they were his family was the Shogun line. I don't know. I feel like in past translations there was some discretion as to whether his family was actually like shoguns and they ruled Wano, or if they were just daimyos.
Yeah, I felt like there was at one point it was almost insinuated that Odin was the first shogun in his line, but
his line,
yeah, I think it was kind of insinuated at that point, but I don't think it was ever laid out clearly, and that's kind of like what people ran with. But yeah, good to know
was just a daimyo, and now we know that they were the actual royal line and ruled over the country, and
yeah.
Or, if we want to go down the rabbit hole, maybe his dad was just a shogun, and it's like a elections. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I have to say, Viz didn't terribly fucking throw this one in the dumpster.
Yeah, I didn't even. We were talking about it.
Yeah, I said at age six, Odin's already in the red light district beating buns, and that's obviously not like physically possible.
For you, your boy was at 6 years old. I tell you a story, man. No, definitely not.
But they call it the pleasure halls. That's good. That's close enough. That's close enough. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just say red light district because that's what they have in Japan. Like it's exactly what it is. But that's fine. I mean, pleasure halls, red light district, regardless, that's the brothel.
When somebody says pleasure halls, you know what the deal is.
You already know what it is.
You know what the deal is. His cheeks getting clapped in the pleasure halls.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
and though I agree, I mean. You start rolling that fucking, you rolling trips, you hitting 4, 5, 6 out there, getting big bread. I'm hey man, I'm hitting them craps out here. If I'm rolling them bones, man, I'm hitting. I'm pleasure hauling all over everybody out here.
Anyway.
I'm also saying the next line they specify that he was gambling, so it's different.
Yes, it definitely is. They did a good job. They did a fair job.
I think Oda did a good job of showing Odin's dad like looking like, okay, what did my son do this time? Like he was just like that expression is just like I've seen that expression so many times, like principal's office, like you know what I'm saying? Like my dad's
this
like,
motherfucker.
Odin's dad looks clean as hell.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This man looks like a beast. I like his design more than Odin's.
Yeah, do you? Yeah.
Kinda.
I like the way Odin looks. He's such a savage for just like eating food on a dead corpse. Dude, I saw the most savage meme ever. It was like Luffy at Marineford with Ace's like body in his lap, and then like
you did not see the most savage meme ever.
Odin fucking eating on top of fucking Ace. What was it?
I saw a meme, I think fucking Justin put it in the manga chat, bro. It was like Odin. It was like Odin walking into your funeral, and it was like this. It was this dude, and he legit
that killed me, bro.
And he's like, "Hey, E-Money, at this lame ass funeral," and he turns the camera to this family, and they're looking at him with disgust, and he says something. He's like, "Say da 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 da," and like gets up on this dude. Dude pushes him. He like slams into the wall. He's like, "Oh shit!" And then he fucking recovers.
Say I won't
slap his ass up to the fucking casket, and he puts the camera on him. He's like,
"Say I won't
slap this bitch ass motherfucker right here."
Oh
da 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 da. Say I won't.
God.
And then he smacks the fucking corpse across the face, and then drops his phone. And you
because
see
it
like
erupts into a brawl. Yeah,
dude.
Bro,
It was
wild.
fucked up. I'm like, yo. I had to watch it twice. I'm like, there's no way.
And they said that was Odin?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that was Odin walking into the funeral or whatever, walking into the body burning.
That reminds me of Cormega, Dead Man Walking. You guys will never listen to that, but go find it.
He slaps a corpse and he's like shit drunk. Oh
and
my
that's
God,
a real wow, dog.
Yeah, that's
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but that's
I mean, that's how gang funerals go, you know. Like after they kill him, the gang shows up to kill them, and they go and
say, "I won't slap this bitch, motherfucker, right here."
That's too savage, dude.
That is way too. Like I was like,
wow,
legit shook. Like, yo, this man did not. Like he's got it. They got to kill him. That's it.
Yeah, he died.
That's the
he
only
died
option.
that day. That next funeral, that next day was for him.
Oh my God!
Wow.
He got stomped into oblivion.
So, yeah,
and then they're over his casket, like, "Say I won't slap."
Yo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Big
yeah.
Machismo
Go ahead,
vibes from Odin though when he's doing the udon on not udon Odin on the bones, and then he's drinking and shit, and they're all like, "Yo, you're a fucking piece of shit," but then at the end he's like, "All right, my guy, I'll see you in the afterlife."
Yeah.
Next time we drink is in the afterlife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
guy.
And then
like,
all the girls, Odin! He's like, he's got harem everywhere he goes, and that was so funny that it like he was like at age 10 or whatever, maybe it was age 14 or whatever, where he starts kidnapping women, and his dad's like, "That's something like a ghost or a spirit would do," and then he's like, "That said that he was kidnapping these women, but he gave them the choice to leave whenever they wanted, and they didn't."
Yeah.
And then it's him basically stealing everybody's wives in the village, and all the husbands coming to like square up with him, and he's got one in here like, "Yeah, let's go," and he's like sword fighting, but he's got one in a headlock, he's got one of the girls like restrained.
We're not even like talking about like his cold-blooded like strength and like combat feats that they're like sprinkling in between like all of these funny feats that he has, you know what I'm saying? Like they were saying some other shit, like he was fighting tigers and bears at like 4 years old or some shit, like he was doing all types of shit.
I think he killed a bear with a boulder when he was 4 years old.
A bear and killed it when he was 4 or 6. I think it was 4. Yeah.
He threw his wet nurse across. He threw his wet nurse across the room when he was 1. He caught 2 hares at once when he was 2
years old.
Which makes him which begs the question, like, okay, he cut Kaido. Like, was that all Enma, or is this dude just a fucking tank? Like, how much of that is Enma? How much of that is Odin? And also, like, parallels between him and Zoro, because they both are lost. They both have a horrible sense of direction. We get that verbiage in the chapter too. So it's like Oda's just gonna keep drawing these parallels between these like Wano heroes and Zoro, and it's like, fam. Yeah, that last hit's not sounding too far-fetched anymore.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Maybe not last hit, but like significant damage is definitely happening.
Could happen.
Key to victory damage.
The real deal.
Which makes me ask
the Mountain God.
Where's that board now?
It's in the city.
He's in the city.
I mean, like, where is that board in the present story in the timeline?
Odin ate that motherfucker. Odin diced his ass up and ate him.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, like, what if like this backstory concludes and we don't know where that board is? That's pretty much going to confirm that board is pulling up.
Yeah. Could be. Very well could be.
The Mountain God.
Yeah.
Another funny thing that like we didn't mention is that Kinemon's stealing out of Suru's purse, and she beats the fuck out of him and robs his ass. Like takes his clothes off him, takes all his shit. So like he robs those dudes while he's just got the like loincloth on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm taking your boar, I'm taking your clothes, I'm taking your wallet. Come up off all that." And it was just hilarious how he just jumps out in the fucking little, tidy whitey fucking loincloth here, like, all right, square up, like,
from the capital.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It was hilarious. I don't know.
I just wonder, like, why is his hair white? And, like, what made it black?
Who, Kinemon?
What really is going on here?
I mean, that could just be some...
He died that shit. He probably, dude, like, he, like, was, like...
Do people even die?
He's, like, a known thug, bro, so it's, like, he probably changed his hairstyle when he changed his lifestyle. He said,
shout outs to Tokyo Manji.
Yay!
Our man's Mitchell changed his hair.
Yeah, that's right. Mitchell.
So,
that killed me.
I know. Taka Mitchell.
Yeah, I can't believe that anyway.
But, yeah,
I don't really have much else to say about it.
I don't
like,
even think there really is
go
much
like
else.
we could go into like intensive like prediction like conversation, but like
I have no idea what he's planning on doing with this fucking boar. I'm gonna say that flat out.
It better not turn into no golden kamui, I'll tell you that.
I
Damn.
I'm fine with him just eating that, like just eat
fine.
the boar. Or yeah, I mean it become his land Surume, like the fucking beast that pulls his fucking ship or whatever. Like that'd be fine too.
That'd be tight.
But I think it was kind of weird that this dead guy that he's eating the remains on is named Katsuzo. It's like, why are we giving a name to this pile of bones that Odin's eating, paying respects to, but eating his Odin on, like.
Yeah, that's got to mean something. It's a good spot.
I feel, with Oda, man, you don't just name people off for no reason.
You're right.
Usually, so maybe there's something to that. Maybe not though. Maybe he just
I can't
is
think of
doing
a
that.
situation where he would just leave a named person in that scene.
Yeah. You feel like it's got to come up, but I mean, it could just be like, "Hey, I'm naming my boy that I'm paying respects to," or
he
whatever.
does like kind of conpie him at the end too. Yeah,
conpie him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's really all I got.
Me too.
Kampai. Yeah. I think that about wraps it up.
Slow
And
chapter.
we can,
warm up chapter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Real plot's gonna be next week.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that boar, man, I wonder if he'll just be like, "Yo, I got your kid." Yay! And just fucking
Oh no.
just get his ass out of there. But yeah,
Holy shit.
I don't know. That would be nice to see the boar come back into play. I would like that.
Yeah, that's
Whether
what I
it
was
be
thinking, because it's like if we don't see I'm pretty sure the end of the flashback is gonna be like, and then the boar ran off, never to be seen again.
Yeah. And then we get like the white boar as the god of the mountain now, and it's like on some like Yasha ape shit where he's got the skeleton of all his predecessors.
Who killed Odin again? Odin was executed. He was like publicly executed, right? That's what they said.
Yeah, they boiled his ass to death.
Yeah,
They boiled his ass to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's why he was saying like, "Oh, Odin isn't Odin if it ain't boiled, motherfuckers."
Yeah, that's good.
That dude, that's like that's the hardest body way to go out.
Boiled to death.
Laughing, sending your mans off while being boiled to death.
Yeah.
Like,
that's some shit for sure. Like I'll pass, hard pass. Like,
People say One Piece ain't dark.
it's so like
it's
almost
not
masterful.
on panel. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's masterful how Oda can do this, where he like can make this lighthearted and yet some of the fucking worst shit ever. It's like they got fucking human auction on fucking Shabandi. Like,
But you're complaining.
He doesn't like drawing gore.
Yeah, you got human auction. You got motherfuckers getting boiled to death, and here you are talking about how this shit is fucking. Like, you're just mad because a couple motherfuckers are shaped like Pete from Goofy. And now you're trying to act like this shit ain't fucking hard body. Like,
People do really be tight about character designs too.
But
like,
do you
I
remember
saw a
them?
lot of people talking about like if Odin didn't have a badass character design, they're dropping One Piece. Oh, look, I'm tired of people with stupid designs. Why can't they have a badass design for once? It's
if
like
you read 1,000 chapters of One Piece and that's what you did, that's what stopped you. You're literally the dumbest person.
Yeah, like why are we listening to you at all? Why are you saying words?
Big Mom is like literally roly poly oly.
Yeah.
Fucking Kaido has legs a quarter the size of his fucking torso.
Yeah.
Those are Oda's characters.
These dudes are not like
So what? And I don't say what you want about the character designs. Like, do you remember these characters?
They still hard body, yo.
You remember them. So
yeah.
I mean, we got Queen doing like triple front flip fucking brontosaurus headbutt. It's like
Burakyo Bomba. Yo, that shit is fire.
It's just like shut the fuck up, dude. Like
I know, like this is Oda shit. You know, calm down. You ain't the greatest. You don't get to say. So
step off. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll do it for this episode of the Project Manga podcast. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below if you're enjoying this episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you are new to the show and have been enjoying it so far. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought of this week in Jump. And also visit the link tree in the box down below. It's where you can find links to all audio listening platforms. Whichever one you prefer, you can find us on it. And also the rest of our online communities and our Discord. So come check that out and show with us, get some discussion going, all that good stuff. And with that all being said, this will be another stupendous episode of the Project Manga podcast. Wrapping up, I'm your host, Eagle Sama.
It's your boy Kiko.
Noxie.
Sarabada.